broadcast live from the ERi-TV headquarters in Asmara. It's 10:30 p.m. Wednesday, 22nd of December. I'm the reporter Mira Johannes with your daily updates, and here's a rundown of the top stories for tonight's news segment. Announcement from the Ministry of Health. Inauguration of irrigation farming project. Vladimir Putin congratulates Russian Navy as 2 missile submarines join fleet. Cuba says taming inflation a priority as recovery begins. And now we proceed to the details for the local news. We have an announcement from the Ministry of Health. 10 patients have been diagnosed positive for COVID-19 in tests carried out today at quarantine centers and testing stations in the central, northern Red Sea and Ansaba regions. Out of these, 7 patients are from quarantine centers 4 and testing stations 3 in Asmara central region. 2 patients are from a testing station in Af'abat, northern Red Sea region. The last patient is from a testing station in Hagaz, Ansaba region. On the other hand, 13 patients who have been receiving medical treatment in hospitals in the central region have fully recovered and have been discharged from these facilities. The total number of recovered patients has accordingly increased to 7,593, while the number of deaths stands at 70. The total number of confirmed cases in the country to date has increased to 7,817. Ministry of Health, Asmara, December 22nd, 2021. Irrigation farming project worth about 14 million nafa has been inaugurated in Himbirti Galanefhi subzone in the presence of Mr. Arafaine Berha, Minister of Agriculture, and the Governor of the Central Region, Mr. Fissahaye Haile. Speaking at the event held on December 21, Mr. Asrat Haile, representative of the Department of Agriculture and Land in the Central Region, indicated that the irrigation project, which is established below the dams of Mainefhi and Shekha, will have significant contribution in the development of irrigation farming and called on farmers to judicially use it for better outcome. Mr. Mahari Yohannes, administrator of Galanefhi subzone, on his part indicated that necessary infrastructure has been put in place around the projects, including construction of terraces and water diversion scheme, as well as 2 wells and a water reservoir is under construction. Stating that the irrigation project has enabled farmers to become beneficiaries of modern farming activities, Mr. Mahari said that committees have been established to supervise the judicial utilization of the project. According to Mr. Abel Woldegabr, head of irrigation farming development in the Central Region, over 32 hectares of land is being cultivated through irrigation below the dams of Mainefhi and Shekha, and 346 farmers have become beneficiaries. The Ministry of Labor and Social Welfare conducted on the 18th and 19th December its annual activity assessment meeting and plan of action for 2022. At the meeting that was conducted respecting the guidelines issued to contain the spread of the COVID-19 pandemic, Director Generals of the Ministry presented activity reports and the participants conducted extensive discussion on the reports presented. Speaking at the event, the Minister of Labor and Social Welfare, Ms. Lu'ul Gabraab, said that the ministry has conducted commendable programs aimed at supporting disadvantaged citizens and families of martyrs with a view to enable them to become self-supportive and productive members of the society. Minister Lu'ul indicated that the programs include ensuring rights of children, supporting disabled nationals, extending supporting materials, supporting families of martyrs, creating employment for disadvantaged citizens, as well as reinforcing labor safety and workplace. She also commended the stakeholders for the strong participation and coordination they demonstrated in the implementation of the programs. Minister Lu'ul also called on all concerned institutions and stakeholders to reinforce participation and contribution for a better outcome. The Central Committee of the National Union of Eritrean Women conducted its annual meeting on the 20th and 21st of December here in the capital, Asmara. At the meeting, in which members of the Assembly, heads of regional branches, subzones and branches took part, reports of the activities the Union conducted in the 6 regions, SAWA, higher educational institutions, and branches of the Union in the diaspora focusing on women and the youth in particular, were extensively presented. Various departments of the National Union of Eritrean Women also presented activity reports on training programs the Union organized, on the effort being exerted to raise the awareness of women on political issues, and discussion was conducted on the reports presented. Participants also discussed on the reports presented and recommended for the reinforced participation and contribution of women abroad. In its annual meeting, the Central Committee of the National Union of Eritrean Women adopted a plan of action for 2022, aimed at increasing the participation of women in the national resilience programs, expansion and reinforcement of organizational capacity, organizing training programs to develop the capacity of women, as well as increasing the participation of women in the national economic, political, and social activities. Stay with us. Following this break, we'll be right back with the international news. Welcome back. President Vladimir Putin on Tuesday, December 21, attended via video link a flag-raising ceremony of 2 nuclear-powered missile submarines joining Russian Navy. Putin congratulated Russian naval forces and noted in his speech that it was an essential milestone in their history. According to President Putin, Kenya's Oleg is a Bore-class submarine armed with ballistic missiles Bulava, while Novosibirsk is a Yasen-class submarine equipped with cruise missiles Caliber and Onyx, which can hit sea targets and deliver precision strikes on ground targets. Economy Minister Alejandro Gil told a year-end session of the National Assembly on Tuesday, December 21, that Cuba will move to control soaring prices and ease shortages as recovery from a pandemic-driven recession takes root. Officials expect Cuba's economy to recoup just 2% in 2021 as it shrank 10.9% in 2020 as the pandemic shuttered tourism coupled with a new sanction imposed by the Trump administration that withered foreign exchange. One key issue, said Gil, was inflation, which Cuba's government pegs at 70%, but experts say it is much higher. Gil said hiking salaries will only increase the inflationary spiral, and Cuba could not import cheap goods to buy its way out of the crisis because it does not have the hard currency to do so. Instead, he said, measures adopted this year that would boost growth and increase domestic production, such as granting greater autonomy to state businesses and legalization of small and medium-sized private ones, would help keep prices down for Cubans already suffering shortages. Moving on to our last news of the evening, heavy rains and flooding have caused severe casualties and property losses in parts of northeastern Brazil over the past few weeks. As of today, the floods had killed at least 14 people and injured 276 others and affected nearly 300,000 people in the country. In the worst hit state of Bahia, 63 cities have called a state of emergency due to the floods. According to official data, as of December 18, a total of 15,483 residents in Bahia moved out of their original residences due to the floods, and 4,453 of them moved in temporary shelters built by government agencies. The flood victims can receive food, clothes, bottled water, and other necessities donated by groups and individuals at the relief site. As of December 17, the federal government of Brazil had distributed about $2.3 million to 15 disaster-hit cities in Bahia. Following is a recap of tonight's major headlines. Announcement from the Ministry of Health. inauguration of irrigation farming project. Vladimir Putin congratulates Russian Navy as 2 missile submarines join fleet. Cuba says taming inflation a priority as recovery begins. That's all from us for now. Thanks for watching. Have a good night.